Hello and welcome to part 2 on how to identify toxic users using PostHog-LLM. In the first video, I've shown how to create a toxic cohort from the insights page, from the product analytics page. In this video, I will show another method to identify these toxic users using cohorts directly. So to create a cohort, I'll go directly to the people's page here under cohorts tab. Let's create a cohort. Here I have the interface to create the cohort. Let's name this very toxic users. And now the condition to find toxic users are users who display a toxic event at least 3 times. That's my condition. So one might think I come here and I will try to select a toxic event. But as you can see, I don't have any toxic event. The only event I have here is the LLM task. As I explained in the previous video, this is a conversational event. It's a simple user agent turn that contains the user input and the model output. So first I have to define what a toxic event is before I come to this cohort page and identify the toxic users. Now to define a toxic event, I will use something called actions here in the data management. And actions in PostHog are a way of combining several related events into one. It can also be used to define a sub-event from an event. For example, using the LLM task event, I will create the toxic event. So we'll go inside here from an event. I will name this action toxic event. Whoops. And here I will select all events. The event name, the only one I have is the LLM task. And to identify the toxic events, I'll use a property called user toxic. This property, let's make sure this exists. This property identifies when a user has been toxic for a given dialog. Let's hit save. Okay. And now I can go back to cohorts, create a new cohort. Let's name this again very toxic users. And here in the matching criteria, I will select completed the event multiple times. And instead of coming here to the LLM task, I'll select action, select the toxic event. And I said that a toxic user are users who have been toxic at least 3 times. So at least 3 times in the last 30 years. Let's select all the data. And now I will hit save. It's calculating the users for this criteria. So I have about 13,000 toxic users for this criteria. Now for the last step, I'll go to the Products Analytics page and create a very simple insight for this new cohort I just created. Last video I saw that toxic users had a longer session time, longer conversations when compared to all the users. Now for this video I will see what are the most common dialogue domains these toxic users are associated with. So to do that, I'll select the toxic event, sorry, the LLM task. I will use a filter here to select the cohort for the very toxic users. And to identify the toxic domains, the dialog domains, I will use another property called user domain. Let's make sure this is set. And now I'll add a breakdown by the same property, user domain, in the last all time. Let's compute a bar chart for this. Take a while. And here, so adult and games, mostly adult domain. So most of these toxic users have dialogues from the adult domain. And that's it for this video. I hope you found it interesting, and subscribe to me to see more content like this.